अच्छा जी, प्रीवियस डिस्कशन काफी हमारी लंबी हो गई क्योंकि समझाना था। तो अगर आप लोग इस वीडियो से स्टार्ट करें तो आपको जल्दी समझ आएगा, लेकिन अगर आपने डिटेल समझनी है तो फिर आप वो प्रीवियस पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो विल आल्सो यू विल वॉच प्रीवियस पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो एज वेल very quickly. uh, in ARIMA models are used for the purpose of forecasting a variable based on its historical data or the information which is intuitively built in the data set. And we here follow the efficiency market hypothesis. Here the purpose is to make the data speak out itself about itself based on its historical data or historical information. These models are useful for policymakers. They are also useful for investors. Policymakers can take measures to correct the macroeconomic or financial variables. They can take certain measures, some policy measures, some steps. They can change the interest rate. They can change the money supply. They can change the tax rate and so on. Investors can take the guidance in terms of taking decision whether to go for long or short, whether to hold the asset or carry the asset or get rid of this asset. So two assumptions are intuitively associated with the ARIMA model: stationarity and invertibility. Stationarity is associated with AR terms and invertibility is associated with MA terms. When we say stationarity, it means mean reversion and constant or invariant variance and declining parallelogram, immediately declining parallelogram. But if it is declining slowly, then this is known as non-stationarity of the time series. Invertibility means certain finite order of MA terms are included, and MA terms are associated with mu, and AR terms are associated with the lag value of the variable or financial time series itself. So MA, mu, and AR is associated with Y. So when we write Y or the variable or the financial time series, these are known as AR terms, and MA terms are written as UT minus 1 or mu T minus 1 and so on. Now, how to use the ARIMA models? Basically, we follow Box-Jenkins steps, which can be summarized into four categories: identification, estimation, diagnostic testing, and forecasting. In identification, we can plot and preview the series. If there is fluctuation, yes, ARIMA, the series or the financial time series qualifies for ARIMA testing. And this is initial level of identification. But specific identification requires us to identify the number of P terms and the number of Q terms. P terms and Q terms can be identified from the parallelogram and ACF and PACF function, which are associated with the parallelogram. From the PACF, we identify P terms. It means P terms means AR terms. And from the ACF, we identify the Q terms. Q terms means the terms associated with moving average. So ARIMA is completed with the AR terms and MA terms, and I is for the difference. If we take the first difference, then the value of D is 1 and it becomes P1Q. Now, depending upon the P and Q terms, we can make certain models which are later on estimated. So first of all, we identify the possible models and then we estimate all these possible models. For example, if from any time series, the value of P comes out to be 1 or 12, while looking at the spikes coming out of the lower and the upper bound, the dotted lines, So then we locate those terms and we take it as values of P. Q की values इसी तरह from the spikes of the ACF, we count 112 for example, then the possible models to be estimated are ARIMA 1112, 111, 12112, 1211, and the method which are used, the command which is used in eViews can be written like this. Least square, the method, the variable, then constant alpha. And in eViews, we cannot write alpha, we need to write C. And then the AR and the MA terms or the ARMA terms. Second model and third and fourth and so on. After having estimated these four models, we select one of them using the parsimonious method. Parsimonious method means starting with the more coefficients, estimation of more coefficients, and then coming to or reaching the model with minimum possible number of coefficients. This is known as parsimonious method. So how it can be done? The insignificant terms will be dropped and then re-estimate the model. And then if there is further insignificant and some remote AR term is needed to be added, or some remote MA term needs to be added, and some close AR or MA term needs to be dropped. So after doing this shuffling and reshuffling, we reach the parsimonious model. And then we apply the diagnostic test. In the diagnostic test, there are three major tests. Number one, the normality of mu. Number two, Q stats of related to mu. And the other is what is known as the Young-Box test, which is also related to mu. But the other diagnostic tests are how many terms are significant. Number two, AIC and SBIC, the minimum, the better. The model with minimum out of these four models, the model which carries minimum AIC and SBIC is very good model. The model with the higher possible R square is good model. And after having identified here the best model based on higher value of adjusted R square, lower value of AIC, and insignificant value of Q stats, and insignificant values of Young-Box terms, we select the best model and then we use it for the purpose of forecasting. Forecasting हम कैसे करते हैं? The final model which we estimate and its output appears in eViews. In the output window, there is a button of forecast. We press this button forecast and eViews gives us different options to save. So automatically it puts F as an extension to the financial time series or the financial variable which we are using for the purpose of forecasting. उसके end पे F आ जाता है, which differentiates from the actual time series. We save it. We can also put the name according to our will and wish. So we can choose any name for the forecast series. Then we plot the forecast series and the actual series together in order to compare the two and see what is the trend, whether forecast and the actual converge to each other or they do not converge to each other, rather one of them diverges from the other. So if one of them diverges from the other, so it is not appropriate for long time investment. But if it seems to converge, which means the financial time series will be stable and the performance of the asset will be stable, or it will be stabilized over the period of time. We can go for investment. And if there is divergence and the convergence does not take place, then the policymakers can intervene the market to take certain measures, to take certain steps by changing the volume and the strength of the macroeconomic policy measures or policy variables. For example, government can uh, rethink about the annual development plan. Government can take measures for the incentive of to incentivize the investors in the stock market, in the money market, and so on. Now we will go to the example ARIMA model testing and its presentation of results. So in today's lab lecture, we will be using the same data, the data of 103 quarters. So first of all, let's without further delay, let's go to the time series. This is the data set. We drag and drop on eViews, and this eView series is constructed from the Excel. We can convert it to we convert unstructured undated to regular frequency time series, and in this time series we can make it quarterly or any other name. 90 Q1. So for the consistency of your notes, I'm not changing the data series or the data set and even the frequency of the data. So as per our example, we will be using the oil prices to explain the concept of ARIMA model. For oil series, first of all, you can preview it pressing F9, or you can see there is an upward trend to an extent, though it declines for a certain time period, and then it goes on and goes on increasing, particularly during this period, and then during from around 2013 onward. From 2013 onward, it shows an increasing trend. But if you can see its delta log value, it is fluctuating hugely in this time period from 1995 to around 1998, which is the period of financial crisis in Asia. That can be the possible reason. So this is how you can think about the sources of variation in any financial time series. And then it becomes almost stable when we take the first difference. So this is one method. Another method is you just open the series, view its graph, and press OK. So this is the trend. It is the same thing plotted here, which you were reviewing by pressing right click on the variable, on the series, on the financial time series, on the economic time series or financial time series. So this is about the oil price, the Brent oil price. This is the first step, the identification. So the oil price series, Brent oil price series, is suitable for the estimation of ARIMA model. View. Next step is correlogram. Why do we use correlogram? Because we want to identify the maximum number of lags for AR and the maximum number of lags for the MA. In short, we want to identify P terms and Q terms at level. At level means ARMA. We are not taking the first difference. When we take the first difference, then it becomes ARIMA. remember, at level means ARMA, and ARIMA means taking the first difference. So if we press first difference, but initially we look at it. So there is very clear indication of non-stationarity in the data series. The spikes fall very gradually. We look at here autocorrelation function. I will also show you the formula, the mathematical or statistical formula for this. But here we are doing practical. So this is how this is stationarity. Go to view again and parallelogram. This time take the first difference. What does this first difference means? You are, according to eviews command, you are writing D before the oil variable, oil price variable. It is similar to selecting directly as a first difference. And if we select the second difference, then the value of D will be 2. तो अरीमा का ऑर्डर हमेशा जो D की वैल्यू होगी it will be 2. तो अगर हम लिख रहे हैं, पहले लिख रहे थे 1 1 12, so then we will write, if we select this 2, then it becomes 1 2 12. So every time in the middle you will write 2. But if you take the first difference, then every time you will put the value of D equal to 1. Okay. Now you start counting the spikes. The first spike, and now first of all, P values. P is 1, and next is P is 12. There are 2 values of P. And is there any other value? Yes, just on the margin there is value 26. Yeah, this the head, the last point seems to be dark. So it is on the dot. It is crossing the dot. Slightly crosses the dot. तो इसको भी हम कंसीडर कर सकते हैं, but more clearly the spike number 12 and spike number 1 is almost crossing the dotted line. Dotted line shows the confidence interval bounds at 95%. At 95%. ये हो गया. So why 102? Number of observations were 103. So why one observation is lost? So if there is question in the exam, find the sample size. So how will you find the sample size? Since you see here, if you read it carefully, how will you find out the sample size? You will read from here, parallelogram of D of oil. It means first difference. So when you take the first difference, one observation is lost. So you will add up this first difference to 102, 102 plus 1. So you will get it back to the original sample size 103. या फिर आप यहाँ से भी count कर सकते हैं. 90, 90 cube 1, 2. This is the original sample size. But after taking the first difference, one observation drops and 102. So we have identified these possible models. ARIMA 1112, ARIMA 11. Let us control B. So these are the possible values. How do we know it? We know it from identification. The P is 1 and 12 and Q is 1 and 12. So these possible models. And now we construct this table, estimate every time the model, this, this, one by one, and we record the information. We fill up this box, this table. So इसमें the highlighted values are the most important one. देखें अब second step is estimation. So we go to estimate. इसके दो method है, मैंने क्योंकि I have already written here the command, so I will use it directly. Control C, and you can write here Control V and then press enter. You will get these results. So this is a model. Now reading the findings. How do we read the findings? 102 is the size, sample size, because we are estimating the first difference. So the pertinent values to be recorded here are the number of significant coefficients, excluding alpha. 1, 2, this is significant at 1%, 1.8%, significant at 2.1%, and then the sigma square. Okay, from these two, so we record here these two according to our table. We fill up. So two coefficients are significant, so we put here 2. Then the next thing is sigma square. Sigma square is 9.078. 9.078. Sigma square is 9.078. Because decimal place is also very important, particularly when you are comparing multiple models. The other thing is adjusted R square, 0.07. So we have recorded here 0.07 adjusted R square is that 0.07. Yeah. And the other thing is sigma square, we have already recorded adjusted R square. And the next very important, AIC, Archaic Information Criteria, which is 5.129. 5.129. AIC 5.129. उसके बाद then the value of ये Schwarz criterion SBC 5.23. 5.23. This is the value. And another thing is we can also note it down. We can also note this Annan-Quinn criteria, but here since these two are preferably used, AIC and SBIC, so we will confine our analysis up to these two information criteria. उसके बाद फिर ये सारा हो गया. Then the second model is ARIMA 111. So either you can copy this object, copy object, and re-estimate it. And 111 means you just put here 1 and press enter. Now this is the second model. The first model is this one, and the second model is this one. And in the second model, which is 111 AR1 MA1, the number of significant coefficients are, none of them is significant. So we put here significant terms as 0. Then sigma square is 9.66. 9.66 sigma square. And then going to the adjusted R square, 0.010. Adjusted R square, 0.010. And next is AIC is 5.185, 5.185, 5.185. And SBC is 5.288. 5.288. We can choose it up to 3 decimal places. Next, so we have already done it. We have almost completed all. And second model has been estimated. Now going for the third model, 12.112. So how to do it? Copy this object again. Copy, re-estimate, and this time the MA terms 12 and AR also 12. Let's go press and enter. This time, how many? None of them is significant. So we put it here. We put 0 here. 0. And what about the sigma square? 9.4266. Sigma square 9.4266. We can put it to 3 decimal places. So 9.4266. Next is adjusted R square 0.0344. 0.0344. And next is adjusted R square. We are done. AIC is 5.167. 5.167. 5.167. And SBC is 5.2018. 5.2088. इसको वैसे इस तरह नहीं पढ़ते, डेसिमल प्लेस के बाद हम इसको नंबर में अलग अलग पढ़ते हैं। इसको 5.2088 कभी भी नहीं पढ़ते, 5.2088 ये इसका अप्रोप्रिएट मेथड है। ऐसा ना हो कि क्योंकि स्टूडेंट टीचर को फॉलो करते हैं तो कल को आप कहीं ये गलत बोलें तो बदनाम हम होंगे। ओके, तो ये हमने कर लिया। दिस इज अबाउट द थर्ड मॉडल। इसी तरह वी कैन आल्सो एस्टिमेट the fourth model, ARIMA 12.1. So how to do it? Again, object, copy object, and this time G. क्या था? एक दफा फिर कंफर्म कर लें। 12.1. It is 1 and AR is 12. Let's enter. The value is the significant coefficients 2, 1.4, and then 2%, and here 1.4%, 2.6%, 1.4%. तो 2 हो गए, इसमें भी 2, sorry 2, and then sigma square 9.027. Sigma square 9.027. 9.027. And adjusted R square 0.075. 0.075. 0.075 adjusted R square. उसके बाद हमारा AIC और ये 5.1250, 5 किधर है, 5.1250 means 5.1250. This is AIC and SBC is 5.2280. 5.2280. 5.2280 mean 5.2280. तो फिर ये SSR भी हम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हमने बहुत सारी चीजें कर ली हैं। तो SSR कहाँ से नोट करेंगे? यहाँ से सम ऑफ द स्क्वायर रेसिडुअल, ये 920.84, 920.84 ये भी कर सकते हैं। ये यहाँ से ये यहाँ पे है, ये सम ऑफ द स्क्वायर। तो इस तरह से हम we can decide about the best model. Now once we have filled up, now we can decide. So how will you decide? हम checklist करते हैं सबसे पहले। Okay, SSR, what are the guidelines? Should be minimum 925, 985, 920 सबसे कम इधर है. अच्छा, now come to the second one, AIC 5.12, 5.16, 5.18, 5.12. अच्छा, आप देखें यहाँ पे डेसिमल प्लेसेस का फर्क है. This is 5.129, 5.125. ये इसका this is the best. हम इसको control B. This is the best out of these models. Control B. And third one 5.22, 5.28, 5.23. इन सब में कौन सा कम है? 5. This 5.23, 28, 2. ये इसका कम है, लेकिन ये इसका, लेकिन if this is the case, the arbiter is AIC. So according to the AIC, we choose. So when SBC, when there is tie between SBIC and AIC, so we prefer to choose AIC because of the formula, because of the correct because of the significance of the formula for AIC. मैं आपको ये formula भी दिखाऊंगा अभी. Adjusted R square 7.5%, 3.4%. This is the highest, so we can choose this one. उसके बाद significant number of coefficients दोनों के दो के बराबर हैं, एक कम है क्योंकि but other criteria are better, therefore we and these two are equal, तो definitely इसको भी हम tick करेंगे. Sigma square, what are the guidelines? Should be the least, and this is the least among all these four. Control B. So now we start counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So based on 5 tick, we select the best model. We declare ARIMA 12.1 as the best model, or to be specific, ARIMA 12.11 being the best model. Once we have chosen the best model, the next step क्या है? Next step is what was the next step? ये जो है for इसको using it for the purpose of forecasting. ये हमने, अच्छा, डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट अभी हमारे रहते हैं, डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्टिंग अभी हमारी रहती है. So once we have chosen the correct model, we can apply the diagnostic test. So this was, I think, the best model. Now diagnostic test, how to apply the diagnostic test? This is the best.
सर,
जी,
डायग्नोस्टिक्स में जाने से पहले सर 3 मिनट रह गए सेशन में, अगर तो कंप्लीट होता है तो ठीक है, तो आगे दोबारा से कर सकते हैं.
अच्छा, चले रीस्टार्ट करते हैं. डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट फिर अगली वीडियो का पार्ट हो जाएगा. So we stop here and we will continue with the next video with diagnostic test.